What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Nate. I want to say thank you guys if you're returning. If you're new, I want to say welcome. This is a channel we do talk about our purpose and masculinity. And guys, we take it one day at a time. But this channel is dedicated to helping you grow. I want to be able to give you guys some guidance. I've lived a lot of life in a short amount of time. And I want to be able to share that with you, give you some encouragement, give you some things to navigate through. So hopefully you find something useful. If you guys want to share your experiences or have questions, you're more than welcome again to let me know in the comments below. But today's video is going to be about this being your wake-up call, all right? This is something that's been on my mind recently, and maybe it has to do with the beginning of the new year. But guys, it goes past that, let's be honest. You know, it doesn't really matter what time of the year it is. You can always change. You can always do something different. But guys, this is your wake-up call. If you haven't had one before, if you've been looking for it, this is it, okay? This is your wake-up call to do what you said you were going to do, all right? And I'm going to speak from personal experience here, all right? I lived a life where I had a lot of different goals, and I thankfully accomplished a lot of goals. But there were times of my life where I slacked off big time, where if I would have done things differently 5 years ago, it would have been a much different story. If I would have actually applied myself 5 years ago to what I'm just now doing, where could I be, right? Now, I'm not one of those people that gets caught up in the whole, man, I wish I would have done that, and then I just never do it, right? Because that's where a lot of people stay stuck in. They look at all these 20-year-old millionaires. They look at all of these people who are super successful, who have devoted their lives to so much, and they go, I'm never going to get there. I might as well not even try. And guys, that is the trap. Honestly, that's where most people want you to be, right? It's a trap. It's a mental trap. Because you can wake up at any point in time in your life. It can be your teens, it can be your 20s, 30s, 40s. Some people don't wake up till their 50s and 60s. Guys, there have been people who have not figured out what they are really put on this earth for until they're in their 60s, right? Happens all the time. But do you need to wait until you're 60 to get there? Maybe, right? A lot of people, they just keep doing what they've been doing because it's comfortable. Let's be honest, right? It's comfortable. You're in a position where maybe you have, done things a certain way for a long time, right? You lived a lifestyle, you lived around a certain group of people, you have done things a certain way, and you're comfortable, right? It is familiar to you. But guys, if you're watching this video, you probably are wondering if there's something more, and I'm here to tell you that there is. And when I say something more, I don't mean, I'm not here to give you false hope and a prosperity gospel or anything like that, right? I'm here to tell it to you straight. There is more if you want there to be more. There's more. You just have to go and get it. And I know it's simple when you say it out loud, right? But most of the time we do not get the things that we want. And I'm speaking from personal experience. We don't get what we want because we stay literally stuck in our old habits. We stay complacent, right? We don't kick those bad habits that we know we should, right? Some days we feel really pumped up and maybe we do it for a couple days, but then we just, give up. And I get it, guys. That is life, right? Especially life as a man. It is always going to be a fight. It's always going to be a struggle, but don't give up. Don't give into the fight. I see a lot of men these days, they are looking at the world. They're looking at what's going on with relationships, right? Dating. And you got to be careful because, the internet is an echo chamber. There's algorithms and things like that. You got to be careful, guys, because the way things are set up, they want people to stay where they're at, right? Think about it. If you were drunk on power, if you were drunk on, resources, money, power, status, all these things, you don't want people getting up to where you were, right? Most people who are in that position don't. Most people don't want you to get on their level. Most people don't want you to surpass them, right? they want you to have some success so that they can claim that as part of their, personal accolade, right? Oh, I helped this person out. Look, I mean, call it what you want, guys, but you flip through Instagram, you flip through YouTube, you can find countless videos on people doing, good deeds and people doing this and that. And it always makes you wonder, like, why? Those videos are obviously going to get a lot of views. Those videos are going to make people a lot of money. And I don't know what they do with it. I hope that they turn around and they invest it back into their community or the issue that they're presenting, that they're helping. I hope that that's the case. But guys, let's be real. Most people don't want you to get where they are. Most people don't want you to wake up. And guys, I want you to wake up. I want you to succeed. I want you to become the best version that you can be. I want you guys to be stronger, smarter, more wise than me, right? And I'm not saying I'm the epitome or the epitome of those things by any reason or any standard, right? A lot of people might look at me and go, dude, like, you got a long way to go, and I do. But there are also a lot of things I'm very proud of. And you guys need to wake up to that fact as well. Don't think because, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, I haven't done this, that you're useless, that you don't have a purpose, right? We judge ourselves based off of what we don't have. We judge ourselves based off of the things we wish we had or the things we wish we did. But guys, we can wish all we want, right? There's no genie that we can get to answer those wishes, right? We have to decide what we are willing to get. We have to decide, okay, is this what I want to achieve? And look at those achievements in your life, right? Guys, I don't think that there's any real achievement that's greater or less than another one. An achievement is an achievement, right? I don't really believe in participation trophies, all right? I believe that showing up is, in a lot of ways, the bare minimum. But if you have accomplished something, be proud in that. If you've earned a certificate of something, right? It could be something like you work fast food and you have a food handler's certificate, right? Or you learn how to cook and then you move up in your company and you start to maybe get a raise, you learn new skills, right? Take these skills, take these victories, take these accomplishments and start to realize that if you put your mind to something, you can achieve it. Guys, wake up. You can achieve it. This world wants to keep you complacent. They want to keep you where you are. And if you're genuinely happy where you are, if you are genuinely content with what you have, and you should always be content, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying, if you're genuinely happy and you don't want anything else and you're just whatever, great. But I don't think that that's a lot of you guys watching this video. I think a lot of people watching this realize that there is more. They want a family. They know that there's good women, there's good people out there, right? They know that there's good career paths, there's good things to pursue, right? To have their own business. There are good things. And what happens is a lot of times this world will steer you away from them. They'll say, oh, it's too hard. You won't be able to do it. Look at how many people fail. Look at how many people don't make it. Guys, look at every single person who has ever succeeded and look at their failure. Look at their track record of failure. It's pretty crazy. Some people, they try for a decade or more to finally get it, right? Some people, maybe they go a little bit quicker. Guys, it really doesn't matter how long it takes. What matters is that you keep moving forward. And I hope that this is a wake-up call for you. I hope that you realize that this world isn't going to hand you what you want. It's not. You're not going to wake up one day and you think because you deserve it enough, or you think that you are worthy, or you think that you are deserving, that it's just you're gonna wake up and you're gonna win the lottery. There it is. Everything just as you always dreamed it was gonna be. Guys, part of the issue is most people don't want to put in the sweat equity for it, right? And that's the beauty of it. You don't appreciate it unless you put the work in, unless you go through the struggle, unless you go through the pain, unless you know what heartbreak is, right? There's a lot of guys who are so scared to get into a relationship, scared to get close to women because they are afraid of the heartbreak. And maybe they've had heartbreak before. Maybe they've had women who have done them wrong, right? But guys, use that and realize that that is part of the process. Now you know what to avoid. Now you know what to stay away from. Now you know what to do differently. Okay, so what I'm saying is, in this video, what I don't want you guys to do is lay around, feel sorry for yourself. Guys, what I want you to do is love yourself. I want you to be able to look yourself in the mirror. I want you to be able to love yourself as you are and be real with yourself and understand that if you want to do something, all you have to do is make a conscious effort. All you have to do is change your mind. All you have to do is something a little bit different than you were doing before. Take all the things you have to work on and start thinking of it like you are building yourself a kingdom, brick by brick, that you are building something. Guys, this is your wake-up call. This is the time for you to make a choice, right? Maybe you've heard it before, but I really hope this video gets you. I really hope, in a sense, it pisses you off. I really do. Because there was a time in my life where I just felt sorry for myself, right? Woe is me. This is what I came from. This is what I had to do. This is what blah, 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 right? Like, okay, yeah, feel that pain, use it, and keep moving forward. Do something with it, right? Help people out. Guys, most of you who watch YouTube, I'm going to be straight up with you. Most people who watch YouTube could start making their own videos, right? Most people could start doing it. You could do it if you wanted to. You could start that social media page that you always wanted to. You could go to college. You could get that career. You could do what you wanted to do if you actually wanted it. If you actually wanted it. But see, most people don't want it. And the reason is because they are okay with being okay. They're okay with the porn. They're okay with the video game addiction. They're okay with the alcohol. They're okay with the substances. They're okay with the junk food, right? Guys, all of these things mimic something that you really desire. All of these things give you a false sense of security and peace and warmth. Guys, it will drive you deeper and deeper into a pit. That's the whole point. That's why if you do these things, they never make you happy. That's why they always leave you worse than when you started, right? Most guys, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I believe most guys watch porn because they don't love themselves, right? They don't love themselves. And they have a lot of things that they need to work through so they can start seeing themselves in a different light. Because, guys, porn is artificially stimulating, right? Porn is a lie. It is pixels on a screen. Nobody's really there, right? You're hijacking your brain. You're hijacking your entire body and your psyche. Okay, I know a lot of people have downplayed this, like, oh, it's just watching. Who goes? Okay, I know there's people who do this, but I'm saying most people, right, would not go and watch two people go at it, right? Most people wouldn't do that. Most people crave the intimacy, and see what happens is when you do things like watch porn, it drives you away from people. Your brain thinks it's getting what it needs, but it's actually getting worse because you're feeding it a false sense of intimacy. You're feeding it a false sense of being around people. So what ends up happening is you think you're satisfying your urges, right? You think you're satisfying cravings and things like that, but what's really sick, what's really messed up is you're actually just digging a pit deeper, right? You're actually making it to where when you're around people, you don't have the energy to connect to other people. You dig yourself in a deeper pit. You're making it to where you think that your urges go away, right? But what happens is your brain goes into this hyper intimacy mode where it seeks out people. Haven't you guys always wondered why, in a majority, goodness, I'd say probably over 95% of the time, haven't you always wondered why guys who watch porn, especially on a pretty consistent basis, right, why they're not able to talk to women, why women don't give them the time of day, why they don't have that masculine glow and that energy to them? Have you ever wondered that? it does something to you. It does something to your entire existence. It makes it to where you are dependent on this thing, and then your brain then seeks out real intimacy, but it gets into this needy mode. It gets into this mode of, I gotta find someone to be with. I've gotta and that's when your brain, you start to just look for sex, right? You start to just look for sexual opportunities, and you don't look at the person or the people. Guys, once you really look into it, right? There was a book. You can apply this to almost anything. It was, I believe it was Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking, right? Like smoking cigarettes. You can apply that to almost anything in life. Essentially what you do is you take the things that you do not want to do, right? And you have a pros and a cons list. You have a benefits versus the, the non-benefits, right? You have a comparison, and you can look at these things and you can actually see, once you go down the list, guys, there are no pros of porn. You are literally hurting yourself, right? And I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but I think a lot of men need this wake-up call, because porn is a huge issue, especially in today's society, especially today, right? Because of all the reasons I mentioned before, okay? So you have to realize that most of the time, people don't do these things because they find a real benefit from it. They're soothing something, right? And that's why it's uncomfortable. That's why it's hard. That's why it feels awkward to be around people, to get out, to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. You guys realize, when you get out of a bad habit, when you're trying to get out of a bad habit, you have to replace it with something. And at first, it's going to be awkward. It's going to be weird. You're not going to do it perfectly. You're going to fail. But the thing is, if you stop at failure, that's all you're ever going to be. If you keep driving on and keep driving forward, you're going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve, right? And so I hope this video gives somebody a wake-up call that today's the day. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait, just one more time. No. Actually make a pros versus cons of all the things that you are doing with your life, all the things that you want to do. Guys, life is either going to happen to you or you're going to happen to it. And I understand there's certain things you cannot change, but you have a choice to make. You have the ability to do something about your circumstances, to change something, right? To do something different, all right? So I hope that you find some encouragement from this today. I hope you realize that you have the ability to do something different. All right, this is your wake-up call. This video, this is your wake-up call. You have what it takes. You have to believe in yourself more than other people believe in you, guys. I know sometimes we hear these phrases, we hear these things, and we go, okay, that sounds great. No, guys, you have to believe in yourself. You have to love yourself. Don't let these messages, don't let all these things get into your mind and drag you down and make you depressed. Guys, once you literally change your environment, once you start changing these little things here and there, once you make these choices, all of a sudden your reality becomes different. Once you start associating with different people, all of a sudden you will start moving, talking, thinking differently. You will start to change, guys. Change is what we make of it. So we either stay where we are and we just continue in that stage, right? Or we make a change. And guys, it's not always going to be pretty, like I said. It's not always going to be the best way to do it, right? You're going to figure out different ways to approach certain problems. You're going to figure out along the way. You'll have peaks, you'll have valleys. You will have times where you want to give up and throw your hands in the air. There might be some times where you'll have to take a couple days off. You'll have to regroup, right? But understand that that is part of it. That it's a process, that you are growing. But you can't grow unless you wake up. You can't grow unless you make a choice. So guys, make that choice today, because I know you can. If you guys have any experiences, you guys want to talk about anything, you have any comments, let me know below. But I'll see y'all at the next one.